Hey Victoria, did you know that you can legally fit up to 6 units on your single family property? This is all thanks to Bill 44, or the Small Scale Multi-Unit Housing Program put forth by the provincial government. So what is Bill 44? Bill 44 is a new legislation that's province-wide that basically allows for up to 4 units, or in some cases 6 units on single family property. It essentially enacts the municipalities to update their zoning bylaws to allow for these thresholds. Now, within this, it allows for on lots that are 3,014 square feet or larger, you can have 4 units. And to allow for up to 6 units, you have to have that 3,014 square feet, but you also have to be within what's called a frequent transit area. Now, 3,014 square feet, that would apply to pretty much every lot here in Greater Victoria, more or less. It's likely unrealistic. You're going to need more space than that to make everything fit. Because if you think about it, you've got to move water, you've got to move sewer onto the site and connect it, but you've also got other zoning encumbrances and classifications. So let's say you've got, a site coverage ratios that you need to follow, and then you've got setbacks. So setback at the front on either side, and then a setback at the back. So you're going to have plenty of requirements that really kind of shrink it. What I'm finding is you're probably going to need about 6,500 square feet to make the whole thing work for 4 units here in Greater Victoria. But that's going to depend on site size and shape, and then also location of where you are. So why does this whole thing matter? First and foremost, it's going to diversify our housing. So, residential neighborhoods are not going to be, regular, just single family all the way down the street anymore. We're going to see a lot more townhouse product, duplex, triplex, fourplex, up to even a sixplex. And then, secondary suites and backyards are going to become more common too. But the good thing about this whole thing, even though there's more density, it can impact your property value. So let's say you've got a deteriorating house with limited improvement value and it's really all land value. Now you can market your property as a 4 or 6plex development site for a builder or developer. Another great thing too is you could add rental income to your property. So let's say you've got a single family property, pretty big lot, and you've got space in the backyard. Well, you could put 1 or 2 suites, let's say, as a secondary dwelling in the back. So you could have your single family property with a suite at the front and then have a secondary dwelling with maybe even another suite in the back as well. So up to 4 units. In some cases, even up to 6 units in total on your property. So to check if you have this development potential, first and foremost, just get acclimated with your municipality. So go online, check out the zoning map and zoning bylaw that applies to your property. The next thing I would do is check out the interactive ArcGIS mapping systems every property really has access to. So your municipality should have it. Most in Victoria do. So just go on there, check out what would apply. In a lot of cases, they'll tell you if you're within the parameters for up to 6 units. So within one of those frequent transit areas. But if you want to bypass steps 1 and 2, just reach out to me directly or just drop a comment here and we can just touch base on what would actually apply for your property, depending on, what municipality it's in, the shape of your property, its size, what truly works on that property. We can go over all of that. So just to summarize everything, first and foremost, there's going to be no more rezoning. You're essentially, all you need is a development permit and a building permit and you're on your way. So it should be a lot quicker to add density in single family neighborhoods. We went through the thresholds between 4 units and 6 units. For up to 6 units, you're going to need to be within one of those frequent transit areas. And then another thing too is you're going to want to check for some kind of exemptions on your property. Some property titles will have restrictive covenants. So that's something you just want to check out as well. Go to your land title office or just reach out to me directly and we can walk through that as well. Just because we don't want any restrictions on, let's say, a secondary dwelling or something like that to impact your development potential. And if you want help with all of this, as I said before, just drop a comment, let me know, or just reach out to me directly. I'll walk you through the whole thing, depending on what your property allows for. Every property is different and they're all going to have different densification requirements as far as, servicing and other things like that. Thanks for watching. Feel free to give me a like if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, and subscribe to this channel if you'd like more updates on Victoria real estate. Thank you.